Now, there is impending crisis in poultry farming in Nigeria over scarcity of animal feed.
Some farmers who blame the development on inadequate supply of maize in the country want urgent intervention to save many farms from going under. We have details in this report.
I've been short feeding since last two weeks now. I've been short feeding. Look at, I've started having mortality on the floor. Look at the mortality. Look at everywhere that is counting.
The past few months have brought with them tales of uncertainty, anxiety, and fear of the unknown for poultry farmers across the country, who have had to contend with the harsh reality created by the scarcity of maize, an integral commodity in animal feed production. The recent directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria banning the importation of maize has been described as ill-timed, though with good intentions. This policy could further compound the woes of poultry farmers, given that maize, which constitutes over 50% of poultry feed content, is currently very scarce and where available is very expensive, with the price constantly rising.
After you, yes.
This situation is forcing many poultry farmers to sell off their stock, posing grave danger to poultry stakeholders and Nigeria at large. With a depleting national grains reserve, Nigeria lacks the capacity to cushion the effect of the scarcity of maize, with inconsistent rainfall patterns as well as insecurity in some parts of the country, leaving many farmers stranded. Some are of the opinion that the government should embrace guided importation of maize. This crisis has brought untold hardship on many industry stakeholders, and they are full of regrets. Feed scarcity reduces livestock productivity, as access to food diminishes. For the farmer, it brings about lower income. Food and nutrition security are consequently endangered. Ayoyimika Adeni, TVC News, Lagos.
All right, joining us now in the studio is the Managing Director, CEO, Bama Farms Limited, Wale Oyekoya. Nice to see you in the studio. You're welcome.
Good morning.
We also have the President, Animal Science Association of Nigeria, Taiwo Adeoye. It's nice to see you, Taiwo. Good morning.
Thank you for
And Happy New Year. Have we seen this year yet?
You're welcome.
All right, gentlemen, it's good to have you both in the studio. There is a lot of anxiety in town right now when they talk about poultry farm and the challenges that that are accompanying it, and which might translate to the increment in the cost of eggs or the cost of birds or chicken, as the case may be. These are the immediate signs that people are concerns people are sharing. But let me start with you, the president of the association. What generally is the problem? Should the people be scared, or should the people be should there be a panic about anything in poultry?
Already, let me say that there is crisis, not pending crisis. There's already crisis in the poultry industry. The cost of maize has impacted so much on the pricing of feed, which constitute about 70%, 75% of the cost of production. And maize went as far as 175,000 per ton to almost 185,000 per ton. The implication was that the pricing of feeds ranged from about 3,008 for layers to 4,000. We used to buy maize at a lower price at about 85,090. Now going to 180,000, you can imagine the implication on the cost of production that's about 75% in poultry.
So this shortage of maize, I wonder what is responsible for it at this time.
There are so many things.
Okay.
One, let me say that we are not producing enough. Our farmers are still producing maize at the old level where my grandfather was. The improved seeds are not there. The yield is just 1.5 tons per hectare, whereas in the developed country you have close to 7 to 10 tons per hectare. Right now you see that people are still using the seed they used last year, not improved seed. So combined with lack of fertilizer, there is also insecurity in the farming areas. A lot of farmers are scared of going to their farms where we can get all this maize. These are few things that are...
Okay, let's bring the conversation now to Wale to feel your pulse. You are a farmer and first-hand experience how this is affecting you. Talk to us about it.
It never get bad like this before. It was really bad, but this time around it's like a crisis, just like my brother have said. And if the little way of us getting protein is being hammered like this, then there's a cause for an alarm. And I see no reason the common maize cannot be planted in Nigeria. It wasn't really on the part of the farmers. We can only plant what is in circulation. What we plant is grain, not seed. Oh. We're supposed to be planting seed. I'm talking of hybrid seed that have been coated so that you can have more yield. But if you look at most farmers now, whatever they plant this year, they will dry it and plant it the following year. And this
that's not supposed to be so?
Exactly. And that's the crude way of farming.
That's why I'm saying that we are planting grains, not seed. And if you look around, how many seed companies do we really have in Nigeria? Most of them are imported. Why can't we, I keep on talking about research and development that is good for our climate. We don't have that. We should be able to plant what is suitable. But
we have institutions who are supposed to address that aspect.
Why can't you make a visit to the place and see if it is functioning properly? Because if it is functioning properly, we won't be having the problem we are having today. And another thing that we've been talking about, mechanization. With a population of over 200 million, we are still doing the business the old ways. Then we have so many emergence of so many political farmers today that most of the intervention funds we are having now is not getting to the hands of the real farmers. I know some of these lawmakers that went into the farming because they feel that the fund is coming. And they went into it, and at the end of the day, what happened? They all defaulted. Because this is not their faith, but because the free money is there, they went into it, and most of these maize that we are talking about from the reserve are given to them. Right now, they approve almost about 4 companies to be importing this maize. To me, it's a double jeopardy. And to me, it's not going to help the common farmers. To me, these people they give this thing to are not the stakeholders.
Really?
All right.
They are businessmen.
No, but the point there is, Taiwo, let me bring you in here too from what he has said. Does it really matter which company does the importation?
Not that we are supporting importation, let me get it clear. Because really, I'm in Nigeria and I would like to, the farmers here, the crop farmers, also to have their take. I'm also a farmer, not just that
of course.
I'm the president of Animal Science Association of Nigeria. What needs to be done for now? There's a gap. With the poultry farm, the poultry farmer alone, we produce less than 12 million metric tons in Nigeria. We actually need about 20 metric tons.
To meet the demand. To
meet the demand, not just for poultry. Maize is a staple food in the north. The industries are using it. We have the beverage industries. They are using it. Then we are using it in poultry. We use about 3 million metric tons in poultry. So what we are saying is that when there is that deficit, there should be guided importation of maize to cushion the effect.
When you say guided, how do you mean?
Isn't that the guide now by the federal government? What area of guide?
That's what they have just done.
Okay.
But we need not to wait to this time. It was banned. Right. We need not to. When we see that there is a gap, the proactiveness of the people supposed to take action should have been in place before this time.
Okay. We see it.
All right, I'll start with you, Ms. Taiwo. The government, let's look at government's effort now at trying to cushion the effect of the policy it made, since we say we have a depleting reserve. When you look critically at this intervention, how far would it go at addressing this impending crisis as it is being called?
Yeah, thank you. Really, by the time the imported maize comes, things will have been damaged. You can see by yourself that most farms are closing them. I believe, of course, we are expecting the new maize around November, December. And we also know the lead time to bring in maize to the country. This has happened. All I will say is that government should be more proactive. It's not just now that we are shouting about this issue of maize and all other things happening to poultry. You see, there is a recurring problems in poultry industry. We just came out of COVID-19 lockdown. At that time, many farmers were selling their product at loss. Government said the food vendors, everybody come, but the security agents were disturbing us, even as at that time, and just to come out and then enter into the maize crisis. So it's not just this one. There have been a lot of problems in poultry industry, which are not addressed properly by government.
What are these problems, aside what we have there?
Glut as a result of insecurity. I told you here sometimes.
As the egg glut.
Egg glut.
Okay.
Sometimes ago that insecurity in the country. Most of our eggs are going outside the country in the north, far north, and they cannot go. That is one. Two is the purchasing power of people. Fuel has just been increased now too. So somebody who wants to think of taking, people consider eggs as luxury, which is not supposed to be. So a lot of Nigerians are not eating eggs, apart from the myth belief that cholesterol, which is not true. I've said it here before. So there are so many things associated with problems in poultry. And apart from the trade union, government has its role in developed climate countries. You see the assistance coming directly to farmers, not political farmers, as MD of Bama Farm said. So these are things that government need to look at.
Is there
the stakeholders.
a way this political farmers can be eliminated from the chain?
Who are the political farmers?
That was what you
I'm
said.
just asking, who are the political farmers?
You can identify him. He might be able to identify them. Is there a way?
Because he mentioned them earlier.
it.
So
The political farmers are in the government.
okay.
Exactly.
How many of them, they have farms? We have stories in this country that somebody want to point to his farm, and they found dollars in the farm, and people buy eggs in dollars. You understand what I'm saying? Are people buying eggs in dollars? They found dollars in his account, number 4 or 5 in Nigeria, and he said he got the money from this farm. People pay for his product. Yeah, so these are political farmers that we are talking about.
Maybe he was importing. He was importing his eggs and chicken and fisheries and all that.
No, we all know.
Okay.
So let them call the real stakeholders, not the people that are representing farmers.
Okay,
and
let me bring in Wale here. The point there is, at this point, there are some people advocating for GMO products at this point, where you mentioned earlier that we're having issues with, we're planting grains and not seeds.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that. Is GMO foods the next line of action at times like this?
Definitely GMO is out of it.
Okay.
Even some of this normal climate, let me put it that way, they are trying to get away with what we call GMO. Like Europe, you never see there. Even America that are really propagating, they are not even planting it. It has its own side effects.
Okay.
And
you mean GMO?
Oh, yeah,
there are
GMO.
side effects to eating, consuming
of course,
GMOs.
Consuming them. It causes so many all kind of diseases. And this is a country like Nigeria does not even prepare for the worst. And instead of GMO, Nigeria is so blessed with the best arable lands that even if you throw the seed on the ground, it's going to germinate, it's going to grow. So why going for GMO when we have all this arable land? Sometimes I even wonder why all these state governors have to run to the central for food stamp from the federal government when they have so many land that they can cultivate and plant maize and some of this farm produce.
It takes time to get profits from agriculture.
No. Maize is just 3 months. Okay. It's just 3 months. Even if it's going to take time, agricultural take time. And they're supposed to be prepared, not waiting for the crisis to occur, just like what is happening now. We've been talking about mechanization. We've been talking about supporting farmers. We've been talking about funding. When you talk of political farmers, I know what I'm talking about. These are the people that bring out some of these intervention funds. And before the money really gets to the farmer, they already corner it in Abuja. I'm starting to be corrected that you can see so many farmers that be.
Have you experienced it firsthand?
Of course. Any farmers will tell you this. You can ask my brother here. He will tell you, we, the farmer, we know what we are going through, that the government meant well to give money to the farmers. But the implementation of this funding to the farmers is the problem.
But isn't there a way of letting government know some of these
Who
things?
are the government? They knew?
Yeah.
Are they really supervising the money they said they are releasing to the to the circulation? They are not monitoring because they knew. You can imagine a ministry where you have the commissioner or the minister, where you have the director, where you have the permanent secretaries. Average people in the ministries of agriculture are farmers. And these are the emergency farmers that we are talking about. That instead of helping the real farmers, because they are on the field, they will not. These are the problems we are having. Now they say about 600 billion have been injected by the CBN into the agriculture. You can imagine if 600 billion naira is truly injected into the agricultural sector, we will not be having the problem we are having today. That's a whole lot of money. Maybe out of the 600 billion, maybe 50 billion gets to the real farmers, which are going to be their friends. You can do your investigations.
All right.
This is that some of these farmers are not really benefiting.
So much to talk about with regards to the plight of poultry farmers, but we'll leave the conversation here now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Wale Oyekoya, Taiwo Adeoye, for your time
Thank
on
you
the
very
program
much.
this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.